I love this guy. If I haven't mentioned this before, this is a guy that was on my ship that has his own band and does like parody death metal.
It's one of my favorite parts of waiting for a live stream on your channel. It's listening to this music.
Yeah, this song is about Norman Bates being locked up in an asylum. We'll listen to it a little longer. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Rainy Night / Goon Squad / Weirdos Assembled. So yeah, we're just slashing everything today. Hello everyone. Hello to Sky's Limit and Bleak. Y'all made it. I know there's another live stream going on right now where they're giving away motorcycles. We're not nearly as exciting, but we're here. So
Well,
hey everybody.
We appreciate you being here.
Yeah, we love you being here.
Even if you're multitasking.
Yeah.
Just come here afterwards, full time.
Just come by, check us out. We got good things going on. I am a Rainy Rider. I ride in the rain. People just tune into my channel just to see if I'll catch pneumonia one day, I guess. So I eventually will. Tonight with me, I have the AD to the DZ Adventures. Say hi, guys.
Hi.
And I have the Loose Juice.
Howdy.
We'll be getting more people as Shade Tree's chat empties out, I'm sure. But Bleak, if you want to jump in, you've got the code, man. Jump in. Come jump in and say hi to us. Tonight we are discussing things. So let me tell you how this started. Today at work, somebody asked me, hey, you ride a motorcycle. What would you get somebody that's not really expensive that you can give them for Christmas and they would probably really enjoy it? And I said, that is a great question. Not only is it a great question, it's a good topic for tonight's discussion. So without further ado, each of us have done our homework, came up with great things to get people for their Christmas list. So let's start with the AZ of the DZ Adventures.
One thing that I kind of thought of, like, especially if your motorcyclist that you're shopping for travels a lot, just a small little, like, first aid kit that they can throw into their saddlebag. And obviously, like, gas gift cards, and I thought of other things earlier, and I can't remember them now. Because I got put on the spot.
We can flash to the DZ. Devin's got something to say, I'm sure. We can come back to you.
Well, it depends on what people call cheap too. If you be careful pricing, because cheap and motorcycles do not go together.
Let's say under $50. We'll do our opening segment will be under $50 for, let's say, a brother-in-law, a friend, and then we'll work our way up into higher things for spouses and sisters and things like that.
See, I thought we were doing stocking stuffers. So
my
thoughts are very, very big. So things that fit.
Yeah, stocking.
It's the Empire's pretty
I
chill.
remember one of
You
them.
could like join it or something.
Guess who that is?
I just sent in the link.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had a feeling.
For those of you who don't know, that is Steve from Indy Ridge, who is about to join the chat also.
Yeah.
Which also is a reminder that I should probably put my phone on silent.
Couldn't think.
All right.
Yeah.
So, stocking stuffers are fine. Literally, it can be anything. I mean, a lot of this stuff. So I picked some things, and I have some live examples, things I've either gotten for Christmas, or things that I advertise for. I think would make a good moto gift for Christmas.
Yeah.
So go ahead, Devin. What you got?
Let's see. So if we're sticking cheap to start out, see, like gift cards, of course, are always going to be a good option, especially if you're just not sure what to get. But like even a battery tender, if they're always complaining about their battery being dead.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
If they're NAR and can't keep a battery going.
Yeah. Well, he was away from home when his died, so there's not much you can do about that.
You can put a friend in his stocking that'll push start him to keep him going.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Who was it that followed him all the way from Land Between the Lakes?
I think it was Yankee.
It was Yankee. It was Mad Yankee.
Oh, both. Yeah. Oh, I'm thinking of two different things. No, both of them. Dave and Yankee rode with them.
They both okay. No, that's right, because they're born the same way toward Michigan. Right on. All right, Annette, back to you. Come on, saving grace.
Yeah, I remembered a couple other things I had thought of that also relate to if your motorcyclist loves to travel. Rock straps, any
Yes.
size, those are a great thing to have, and cargo nets, like those are good to have for strapping all your stuff down to go.
Absolutely is. Loose juice.
Well, I was gonna give Steve a little love and say hi to Steve.
Hi, Steve.
And we don't need to just ignore him there in the corner all night.
Okay, let's start over. Also tonight with us is Steve from Indy Ridge. He's the janitor. Is that better than
I'm the janitor.
Is that better than what I normally say?
Yeah, I'm the janitor.
He's the lifeblood of the company. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, and I'm actually playing with new shit.
Oh my God, I love it.
That is
I love
really
it.
cool.
We'll see
All
how
these
turn
surprises.
out. Well, I got to practice. So we're trying new things, and we're switching to water-based ink, and there's some cool shit coming. That's for sure.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. It's good to
So
see you guys. Missed
good to see you
guys.
too. Haven't got to talk to you in quite a while. Usually when we talk, it's about somebody that's well, we'll talk about it later. But yeah,
Yeah.
usually when we get to talk, it's something like check this shit out. Hell to the fucking no. Fuck this guy and his horse. But
yeah,
tonight we're talking about Christmas gifts that you would give to
Tonight
someone,
is-
your moto people. So
It's a night of love and forgiveness.
night of love and giving and forgiveness maybe, forgetting maybe, forgiveness never. Now, wait, that's the other way around.
What?
What's the country song say? Jesus forgives, but your daddy don't forget.
I don't listen to country.
It sounds like it. I don't know the
Sorry.
song that you're talking about. But
It's the song is
believe it.
Little Rock. The song is called Little Rock. It's about his daddy told him when he left, Jesus forgives, but your daddy don't forget. Great song. Country has everything. Anyway, so Steve, what would make a good stocking stuffer for your friend or loved one who rides a motorcycle? Go ahead and think about it. We'll go to Juice and come back. I haven't gone either,
Okay.
so Juice, go for it.
Well, I'm going to start with some not so serious answers because I am a Harley Davidson owner and I have personal experience in this category. So I think a great stocking stuffer for a Harley Davidson owner is a Etch-a-Sketch or a crossword puzzle with a pen or other things that you can do on the side of the road when your bike breaks down.
Never had that problem.
I was going to say very comfortable socks because you're going to be walking a lot.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't got that boat
Yeah.
king problem,
Yeah,
so.
I don't have that problem either.
I'll get it fixed eventually. So maybe a Harley Davidson gift card or a small loan or whatever you want to call it. Anything that will fit in a stocking. I did joke earlier, and I'll just give my little wink over to Steve of you could get somebody an Indy Ridge buff. There's plenty of different designs and colors that you could give. As a stocking, I think that's a great option.
As a stocking stuffer, it's at an affordable price point. It's not going to break the bank. Boots don't fit in stockings. Gloves don't either, but shirts do.
I bet you could fit some gloves in a stocking.
Well, yeah.
If it's a
Yeah,
big
definitely.
stocking, yeah.
Yeah, we've got some monster ass stockings. So yeah.
Yeah.
Or if somebody has really small hands.
I would say don't get him a Harley Davidson gift card because it just means that it's like now you got to go. You're forced to go purchase something at Harley Davidson, and it's gonna end up being here's something that is gonna be. It's like a bill for $400 essentially, is what a $50 gift card is gonna be.
Buy him an Uber trip to
Essentially.
Honda.
You're not wrong.
Yeah. So
So I will call out before I give maybe another more serious answer. Sky's limit in the chat there. He said a great option. If you're a multi-classer, motorcycle and fisherman extraordinaire, if you like fishing, you could get a collapsible fishing rod. That would probably fit in a stocking stuffer. And if you're a motorcyclist fisherman guy, perfect gift.
Yeah.
No, but before we started, I was talking about I was going to do a shameless plug of some things that might fit into a stocking. And actually, now that I think about it, this might not fit, but custom loose juice hats. Shameless plug. Hit me up on Instagram.
Yeah. Did you get those through where?
I work with it's Small Bore Two Wheels is his content channel, but he has I don't know what you call it. It's his company is ODC Decor, and they do leather badges on things. So hats, keychains, a bunch of other custom stuff. But yeah, badges, and that's how I got in with them though.
What's the new buzzword for custom made stuff?
What's that?
What's the new buzzword for custom made items?
Bitchin'? I don't know.
No.
Custom way.
I'm not young. I don't speak to. But yeah, there's.
The hat though.
Yeah.
Where'd you get the hat?
The guy I bought it from, he buys the blanks and puts the
Got it.
patches
Okay.
on it, so
All right.
they're good hats though. I'm not upset.
No, I know. Yeah, there's a lot of good blanks out there. I'm trying to decide.
I can tell you this company is Richardson.
Yeah. Richardson makes good stuff. I did my hats on auto. And I like them.
Bespoke was the word I was looking for.
Bespoke.
Bespoke. Ooh,
Bespoke.
Is that how I should be? That should be in my marketing on Instagram. Very serious.
It's a weird word.
Business.
I didn't say I liked the word. I just said it was the buzzword. You young fellas like those words.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think it's like a
I still like
word,
custom made. Custom made. I like custom made.
Yeah.
Which is also a bespoke word. So I mean. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm done. I stop now.
So other stocking stuffers, we were just on the Shade Tree live stream. They were talking about they gave away a couple tool roll concepts that they never actually put to production. But I think that you could go on Amazon right now and find probably a nice small tool roll for a motorcyclist, probably between like $25 and $100. So if you really want to go spendy, I think that would be another great option for a motorcyclist.
If you get one with tools, you're going to be spending over $100.
Well, if they're really cheap, you could get really cheap tools though.
So these are cruise tools, and that is the best. I absolutely back up cruise tools 100% because they give you all the good shit.
Also, I shouldn't have plugged Amazon because fuck Buddy Bezos.
This is Amazon.
Also, they got a lot of cheap stuff on there. If you're cheap.
They do. You gotta read the comments. You gotta read the comments and stuff. But the good thing about the cruise tool pack is they leave you extra pockets. So I can get this up without dropping everything out of here.
What comes in that pack? Okay.
So there's actual space to put extra things in there. So I've got an extra couple of star drivers in there. I got a couple extra wrenches in there that are combos, and then I've got a couple of extra Allens in there. So, and then I keep it packed full. But also, along with the wrench kit, I have a tire plugging kit. Which is you're good if you get ran off the road a lot by 18 wheelers, which I do. So I have extra thing again, extra pockets always. So let's start here. So I added extra slime, rubber cement. I have also a CO2 charger with extra little canisters for CO2. So and the cool thing about that is you can get the kit and then add extra things and still all have one big stocking with 4 or 5 things in it for less than $40. So Sid stepped in while I had the camera blocked. Hi, Sid. She's incognito again, and the Mad Yankee stepped in. Glad to see you. 'Cause I thought you weren't going to make it tonight.
How's it going?
Good to see you, bud.
Good to see you.
You're looking good, man.
Yep. Yeah, thanks. I took me a second because I'm using somebody else's computer, so I had to get everything set up. It was a little awkward.
Is there like a standard link that is in the Discord? Because I feel like I always have to ask where the link is.
There is,
There
but
is.
I don't mind just sharing it.
Yeah, it's in my Discord, and it's in the volunteer section. The volunteer, and up in the pinned comments is the link to Riverside. We'll give it out every time. It don't matter.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Live stream volunteers.
It's up a little bit above because 9 Mills was posting his videos in there for a while. So
Yeah.
you
I
have to
was
scroll
like,
a little bit.
yeah, that's what I was trying to find. I was
He
like,
hit
okay, well,
pinned because he said he pinned it.
Yeah, it's pinned. So
Oh,
if you
true.
go to the top right side,
oh,
there's a little like a thumbtack looking thing, and in pinned comments, it's in there.
all right. I'll find it.
Sid still
find it.
incognito.
Still lurking.
All right, Yankees. We're talking about.
Cleaned a room, and the cat's there now, and I want to see the cat on live stream with the Sid. Like demanded.
Why can't we have 2 guest star cats?
I could bring mine in here. She looks just like Sid's.
Why do we all have cats?
I don't have
Cats are awesome.
It's
Cats
so
just
weird.
permeate.
I have a dog too, but cats are awesome. Cats would be the perfect biker animal. Because
Yeah.
like I've got what I've got, and fuck yours. That's a cat.
I
But
pretty
it's
much-
it's strange for like a room full of people who ride, and we all have cats.
I like every cat
Although-
I've ever met.
Agreed. But in my defense, she started out as a warehouse cat, and it was abandoned like fluff ball essentially. And Stephanie said, "Can we keep it? She'll just be a warehouse cat." And then fast forward 2 years later, damn thing lives in my house. So
They sneak into your house, they sneak into your heart, and then they sneak into your bed. That's that
no,
way.
she goes in the garage. I need my sleep. But yeah, I like those options for the toolkit. That's
So
a
you
good
like
one.
toolkits. Something else you can get if you don't know what to get for your person, and they do ride. Anybody that rides is going to have a ball cap. So I have obviously that one. It's very stylish, and then
Which is not for sale.
Yeah,
You have to
not for
ask
sale.
for it.
I
That
have this one.
costs lots of money. You had to buy a bike to get that one.
Yeah.
Actually, that was a birthday present. This one
Oh.
again from Buddy Bezos. This was a Buddy Bezos hat,
Gotcha.
and it came through a. So before Sierra BMW opened their own shop, they were selling on Amazon, and that's where that came from. So I got it for half the price that it would actually cost getting it through the actual BMW store now, because I got it through Buddy Bezos. Something else you can always get for if you've got a rider who likes to go camping is a good camping knife. So what makes a camping knife a good one? It's small, it's very handy, it's very thick. You can also use it as a hatchet. You can use it as a knife like it's supposed to, or it could be protection. So this one was $35 on, guess where I got it?
It's locked up.
Amazon.
Amazon, yes, correct. Okay.
I'm a fan of like hatchets or like belt axes in and of themselves. Actually,
Yeah.
just as a general camping tool. You guys know I always have one with me, and yeah, they're pretty awesome. So.
What I like about the thick knives is you can also use them as a hatchet, because basically you just put it on the wood and take another piece of wood and you beat it through that wood. It's pretty great. So Yankee, go ahead. Give us all of your great stocking stuffers, things you maybe things you want people to get you for Christmas.
Oh, I got one for a stocking stuffer type item. I got one on my mind. For any of you who have ever taken a trip with me, ridden with me, hung out with me, when we're like out in the parking lot, waiting to go somewhere, what do you generally see me doing next to the bike?
Rolling weed, I don't know.
No, I pack bowls. You know that.
Oh.
No, like I always got my little bottle of spray detailer there with me. I go through freaking
Nice.
bottles and bottles and bottles of those things. So yeah, always just, you can get a big bottle so you have your main stock, like, back at your garage. I use that. And then I usually have like a bunch of small travel size bottles whenever I'm going anywhere. I throw that in the saddlebag with, a good cloth or two, and then I'm always
Microfiber
like
cloths,
something.
yeah.
Yeah, absolutely, Steve. Yep.
Especially if you've got like denim and stuff,
Yep.
I
What's that for?
I was gonna say a wiping cloth, but for a different reason. For those of us who do ride in the rain a lot, it's good for wiping the seat off where you get on it after it rains.
Yeah.
Or
Not so
or
much
if you
for
ride in
for
May.
detailing.
I thought you were immune to the rain.
I still don't like a wet ass. Nobody likes a wet crack, right? I mean, well, not on the bike anyway. But
So Bleak has a good well, actually a few good ideas here. For stocking stuffers, he suggests earplugs, chapstick, maybe as a combo.
Yeah.
And then also key tags. I think key tags is always a good idea too.
do you guys carry your registration in
Yeah.
your wallet?
Not in my
not in my wallet.
Saddlebag.
Windshield bag that hangs right there. That's where my stuff lives. Right with my Easy Pass, actually.
That's where I'm trying, because like I have no storage. I don't have saddlebags. I don't have a dash bag, and there are times when it's like I've got a picture of my registration and I've got my insurance. I don't feel like a cop would love that, but
So on the gunner, I put it in a Ziploc freezer bag and then put it under the elastic cord that holds the battery.
You had a gunner?
Yeah.
You never told me that.
I had a
A
victory
victory
gunner.
gunner?
Yeah.
That's my favorite victory. How come we've never had this conversation? Well,
I don't
maybe
know.
we have, and I was
Yeah,
drunk.
I had it.
Maybe we have, and one or two of us was drunk and just don't remember. But
I had it for I had it for 2 years, and when I got the BMW, just so happens I had a cousin whose bike. He was buying a bike from a guy, and after he paid him about $6,000 on it, the guy did not sign him the title over and decided he wanted the bike back. It just came and took it.
that's
Didn't give him his money back.
$6,000.
So he lost his. So basically, he's like, "Yeah, I don't have a bike anymore," and I'm like, "Well, I might be selling mine." He's like, "How much?" And I was like, "Oh." So I told him the friends and family price, which actually my friends and family price is like as much as I could probably get away with giving it away for. So he says, "Save it for him. I'll come and get it." So I said, "I'll sign it over to you right now." He's like, "You're not gonna fuck me on this, right?" I was like, "Dude, you're my family," and I'm not like that. I don't fuck my family because I'm not in West Virginia. So yeah, I literally felt like I had to give it to him because the time popped up. I had a bike. I actually had 3 bikes at that time. And I'm like, okay, yeah, I can do with getting away with this bike. I did love the bike, but I think he needed it more than me. So and he's still loving that bike. Here it is 4 years later. He's still loving that bike. So
If you ever feel like giving another one away, just call me.
okay.
Yeah.
I do wish sometimes I had that bike back. I saw that. So they had that Vegas up at Harley. Or no, it was A-Ball. And I really wanted that bike. And somebody snagged it. What the funny thing is, I'll do these shorts up there on those bikes, and literally within a couple of days, they're gone.
Yeah. When I was shopping around, I still had my Honda Shadow at the time, but I knew it wasn't going to be my forever bike, so I was looking around for what my next upgrade was going to be. My brain was on the Scout, but I was looking at other things. We lived near some pretty big, like at the time they were joint Victory Indian dealerships, but Victory, gets canned in 2017. My father was insistent that I get a gunner instead because mostly I think that's the bike that he wanted, but he went and got the Chief instead.
Yeah.
So he was like, "You got to get a gunner. You got to get a gunner." They were actually, because when the brand got orphaned, they were selling them, getting rid of them at the dealerships for like $8,000 a pop. But I was a little too paranoid and hesitant to get a bike from an orphan brand at that point, so I did go with the Scout instead. And I do sometimes wonder what life would have been like had I gone the other way.
Yeah, they're going to make the parts for that. I mean, Polaris will still keep making the parts until 2027 or 2028.
That sounds right.
That is what they said, but if you've ever talked to Captain Granite, he will tell you what a nightmare it actually is even now to get Victory parts.
He just sold his bike.
He did, yes. We had a conversation about that at the Hannaford up there, but yeah, he's moving on, it seems. So, love the guy.
Yeah, I did love that bike. But yeah, that bike though. So I did try one of the little round cylindrical plastic tube things. And that thing was a nightmare because once you take that tip off 2 or 3 times, it won't go back on right. Then the end falls off and they suck. So would not recommend one of those. Basically, it's a little clear plastic tube that bolts to the license plate, and it has black ends on it, like rubber ends. But yeah, once you take the ends off a couple times, they just fall off. So would not recommend one of those. The best thing I had, and I'd use this before on the other BMW, was the freezer bag. Put it in the freezer in a Ziploc freezer bag and put it under the battery. And by the time the freezer bag wears out, it's time to get new registration anyway.
Yeah, the seat I have on my Deluxe, when I got the backrest, actually came with like a little zipper bag that just velcros to the back of it, and it has a little flap to cover the zipper, so it's water resistant. So,
Yeah, I'm trying to look because it's turning into a thing now where it's like I need something, but like I don't want to put saddlebags on. I like the way my bike looks.
I think the answer is no. But does your bike have keyed access to underneath the seat, or is it require tools to get the seat off? Because I keep my registration for my.
If it's like mine, it takes it's a thumb screw.
No, I think it's you can get to it obviously because I reupholstered it when I got it. So
because keeping a reg underneath the seat, I think like that's a good peace of mind because then you know exactly where it is. It's just a matter of how easy it is to get to it. So on the ground, you just unlock it and then boom. But early stuff.
Yeah, I mean it'd be a pain in the ass. I'd have to carry around a screwdriver,
Yeah.
or like a Harley screwdriver, which is
What
fucking.
about like a swing arm bag? Have you considered that?
I was thinking about like a bag, or I try a bag for the sissy bar in the back from Thrash and Supply, but that was actually just for water, and
What about
didn't work very well.
what about like a fork bag, like go under the headlight? You know, because it won't mess up the lines too much, but it might if you can get the one the right size, it might hold there.
That's what her mom and stepdad do.
My old man has one on the Chief. Sorry.
I'm trying to hide it as much as possible,
Yeah.
so it's like you can't see it from any angle except if you're sitting on the bike.
What I did for my Sportster is instead of that little screw that comes on it, I got an oversized thumb screw. So instead of it being like that big around, it's like that big around. Again, got it on Amazon. So you can actually just put it in with your fingers and take it out with your fingers, the seat hold down. And it makes it a lot easier to get seat on and off too.
Which I just got the official title for my same year Sportster that you have.
You just got it?
Well, I mean, because I wanted the 2021 because I knew that was going to be the last year.
Yeah.
And I just decided to pay it off in full.
I didn't know it was the last one until a week after I bought it. Literally the week after I bought it, I heard something through the grapevine. What's funny about Harley is you'll hear stuff through the grapevine, and Harley will vehemently deny it with their last dying breath. And then 6 months later, they're like, "Yeah, that was true."
Yeah.
But the Sportster phasing out was one of the things that they said, "Oh no, we'll make this bike forever. This is our, bread and butter. Yeah, we'll make this bike forever." What? No, here's the new Sportster.
Yeah.
Even after they put the new Sportster out, they were still trying to say, no, we're just going to have two Sportsters now, even though it has the same name as the other one. We're going to call it the Nightster too, just like the last Sportster. That's when you knew, yeah, they're not making this anymore. This is done.
Yeah.
Lying bastards.
Wow.
Rip.
Yeah, I wanted to have something just small for going around town, and so I could make it mine like you made yours.
Yeah. There's a lot of satisfaction in making a bike yours, putting your own touches on it, doing your own things to it.
I love when people, when they go to sell the bike, they're like, put like 10 grand of customizations on this. Like, it's like, shut up.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Most of mine came from Amazon, so I probably spent less than I may have spent almost $1,000 on everything I've done to that bike, but it was worth it to me. Yeah, Steve's cringing. I know you spent a lot more than just Steve probably spent twice that just on the paint job.
I probably spent as much as the actual bike itself because I wanted very specific things done, like the seat. I wanted my own leather for the boots to be upholstered in a certain design.
Bespoke.
Uh, I wanted a ton of like the paint job itself was expensive, and I wanted the original oak and leaf logo on it, and then I I did a bunch. It was just it's cool. I
But
like
that's
it.
how you make it yours.
Yeah, yeah, and I didn't overdo it. So maybe
I like
it
to.
will hold its value.
I mean, it is cool. I like to say, and I used this in the chat earlier: more beagles, less eagles. Uh, do things to the bike that are going to make it comfortable. Do things to the bike that are going to make it you love it more. Don't do things to the bike that just cost a lot of money and say, "Look, I spent a lot of money on it." You want to do things to the bike that are going to make it worth more to you, not to some weird consumer that will never actually enjoy the bike.
Yeah, yeah, that's true.
Some people be liking the eagle stuff. You know what I'm saying? Eagles
I
and skulls.
Oh no, I don't mean like that. I mean like eagles as in silver eagles, double eagles, gold eagles.
Gotcha.
So yeah, just like Steve was saying, people think, well, I just spent $10,000 on this bike, so this $20,000 bike now must be worth $30,000, and that's just not the way it is. Sometimes, especially in the housing market, I'm not sure if we talked about it or somebody else, but sometimes some things you do to a house will make it actually worth less money,
Yeah,
like putting a pool in.
Yep.
In the long run, you put a pool in a house, your insurance is going to go through the roof, and people do not want that. It used to be a great thing to do to a house is put a pool in. Now it's like you actually devalue the house by putting a pool in.
I told you guys, I think, because I used to work professional liability insurance for real estate appraisers, at least part of it. And we had a lot of claims get filed when the appraisers would get sued because what would happen is they'd go to, appraise this home and the homeowner would be like, oh yeah, I spent, $100,000 adding this to the house and that to the house and putting in a pool and, doing this paint and adding this fence. And, the appraiser's like, yeah, that's great. So I'm going to, do my job here and add up the comparables and look at the value and go, okay, your house is actually worth this much. But the homeowners would think, no, I paid $500,000 for this house. I spent $100,000 on all these additions. It's now worth $600,000. And appraiser would say, no, that's not how that works at all.
Yeah.
And then we would get a claim. That was my job to process that.
yeah. It's a if you're gonna do it that way, you need to like design in general, and this applies to everything. This applies to everything that I design, and the bikes that I make. It's always a reductive process. So people go way overboard, and all of a sudden the value of the bike actually gets way lower. Like all the bikes that are 2 doors down at Highway 66 choppers, they're not really resellable because they're so over. Like people have put 50 grand into a bike, and they're just it's and hopefully they know that. I think they know that, but it's just like once you do like paint jobs that are very specific or obscure colors or do all sorts of mods, it's like, well, I'm gonna have to unfuck all of that.
Yeah.
So
it's like for the longest time there, I think it was Chris Livenlarge. We were talking about the bike. There's a Elvis bike, or a Memphis bike rather, on the Facebook Marketplace here. It has every iconic singer or band that came out of Memphis. So it's got Elvis, B.B. King. It's got, a lot of different people painted all over it. And it's got like local landmarks and stuff of Memphis. It is the ugliest damn bike you've ever seen. And I saw that bike go from 10,000 to 8,000 to 6,000. And I think now they're trying to sell it for 3,000, and it still won't sell. Because anytime somebody looks at the bike, they think, what do I got to do to that bike to make it rideable for me and people not laugh at me?
Yeah.
And by far, the paint job probably did cost $10,000.
Yeah.
But who's going to pay for it? And it's a fantastic paint job. The images are, almost photographic quality. But who wants to drive that bike around?
Yeah. So your market goes from here to here.
Yeah.
So,
You'd have to sell it to a collector, and that's about it.
or like someone exactly like you, which okay.
Yeah.
Good
That
luck.
person may be out there, yeah. So like Blake was saying, he spent, the bike is worth maybe $2,000, and he spent 4 times that for the restore. But in that case,
respond to that. His is in so much better condition than mine was. I think he can easily get like 2.5 for that thing.
But
This is more like an original Connie, so there's a thing to it.
Yeah, in that case, what is the bike worth to you? I've seen people drive classic cars around. So my stepfather had a 1968 Dodge Corvette. And by far, even when the car wasn't worth maybe $1,000, he would still go out and buy a $1,200, $1,500 engine and drop in it about every 4 or 5 years, because he wanted that car to run forever. He bought it brand new when his first kid was born, and he wanted that car to run forever. So to him, well worth the price to keep that car running. So in the long term, what's it worth to you?
Yep.
Yeah. Like I'll never sell. Well, hopefully, I want to ever sell my Sportster. I'll never sell the 07 Dyna, just because like that was the first bike that in the New Ridge boot was ever photographed. Like that was used in the very first photo shoot back, I don't even know, 5-6 years ago. So
in 20 years, it'll be in the Indy Ridge Museum.
Or it'll be like
in Texas.
on Facebook Marketplace. I'm trying to get 10 grand for it. Either one is entirely possible.
It's not going to be in a museum. It's going to be the Indy Ridge experience. I don't know that we could label things as a museum if it's associated. And
Will there be a
it's got to
tour?
be cool and like, have a little pizzazz to it.
Yeah.
Sprinkles just stepped in. Hello, Sprinkles. Nice to see you here.
Sprinkles.
Hey, Sprinkles.
So, where is Sid ever going to step in?
She's just lurking.
Gosh,
She's
a
this
sneaker.
jackass. I asked for a photo or to see her cat, and she sent me a photo separate on Instagram instead of just turning on her camera and showing me the cat.
Oh, she put up like 10 pictures of it here a couple weeks ago.
I knew that would get her to try. I appreciate the photo anyway.
She said 3 words.
Yeah, she's
One
busy
of them
cuddling. She turned the microphone off because she's busy cuddling the cat. She's talking to it in baby talk. There's a little fuzzy pussy pussy.
Oh, no.
Busted.
How about no?
Busted. Don't lie to us. I've seen you pet dogs. I can't imagine what you're like with that cat. Hey, can I pet your cat?
Dude, if I could, yeah, no, I will go out of my way. If I see a dog, I'm petting that dog.
Steve, if you don't know that story, we were at the camp out, and there was a woman probably a quarter mile away walking her dog, and she screamed across the campground, "Hey, can I pet your dog?"
They let me.
And they let us. They let us all. We all pet that dog. And then there was the guy in the golf cart that was driving by and had a dog in the back, and we yelled at him, and he stopped. Yeah, pet my dog. We pet a lot of dogs that weekend, come to think of it.
Oh, yeah.
We burned a cobbler petting dogs.
I was like, this is the burnt cobbler story.
You thought we forgot, geez. About the cobbler.
Never forget about burnt cobbler.
I said the cobbler, I was like, it just needs a little bit longer. And then the dog came along, and then a little bit longer turned into.
And then 30 minutes later.
Long.
But that was a cool guy. He had a cool story.
Yeah.
Had a cool dog. So it was all good. So Sydney, I know you're incognito, but what do you think would make a good stocking stuffer for your motorcycle loving friends or family?
I got you.
No, hold on. Agnes, are you fucking
from
serious?
Sentinel.
Is that an edible?
Hold on.
I'm just kidding.
Just trying to bite my charging cable.
Yeah, your background keeps covering up what that is, but I think it's a Sentinel ring.
It is. It's a very nice ring.
Yeah, your blue screen cuts out what it actually is.
Yeah, I mean, you
'Cause
could
it's
get
blue.
some awesome.
That's
You
even
could get
worse.
some awesome writing books
Oh,
as a
that's,
gift.
my camera's kind of weird, but
Okay, we see it now.
Hey.
Sort of.
Yeah, I mean, as a gift, you could get some awesome riding boots as a gift from like this place. I don't know if you heard of it. It's called Indie Ridge. And then there's also, Sentinel rings. And yeah. Honestly though, like what I would probably get for a motorcyclist as a stocking stuffer would be just a toolkit, honestly. I get a toolkit.
So,
Or the tire pressure.
yeah,
Those little
that's a
tire
good one.
pieces.
Oh, TPMIs. Yeah, those would be a great stocking stuffer. They're about $30. You can get a good one for about $30.
What is your pre-ride checklist like, Sid or Mike?
Well, for the BMW, it's get on, start it, and go. For the Harley,
Okay, I'm not. Yeah.
say a prayer, check the air. So I had to put on a voltage monitor because you never know when you walk out to the Harley what it's going to be. It's going to say a 13.5 or it might say 4. So that was a must buy for the Harley. It's a voltage monitor. So I have to do a pre-ride start. If literally the night before or an hour before actually I'm going to take it out, I got to go start it to make sure it's going to start that day. Check the oil, obviously, because it's a Harley. And shake the seat. And shake the exhaust. And then it's okay to start.
I always just look for the puddle. I don't actually pull the dipstick.
Well, it doesn't always drop it where you park it. Sometimes it decides
what?
just to
That's a really
spit it
valid
out as
point.
you're riding it. So
That's true.
yeah, being that it's a sump system, it's a more of a dry sump, not a wet sump. It could drop it anywhere. So when it's not circulating, it doesn't leak. The old ones, when they have a separate, well, for a sports one, because it has one tank. So for like your bike, it has what, a 3-hole bag fest on it?
Yeah,
I think.
three hole.
Yeah.
So yours can drop the oil at any time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, once it's running, you know it's going to run. Before it starts, you just never know. But always
Yes,
keep
maybe-
it on a trickle charger.
Maybe that's I was gonna say the trickle charger is also maybe another good stocking stuffer.
Yeah, that's why I mentioned
Yep.
that earlier.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're good. Yeah, that's just a regular charger though.
No, this.
That box maybe is a little too big to fit in a stocking.
Yeah.
No.
We're trying to stick in the parameters.
Well,
Yeah, I didn't think we moved on to full size gifts yet.
have these
Oh,
summer and fall gloves.
Jeez. Those are ugly. Fucking hate
What else you got on that bed?
I don't know. Hey, look.
Oh.
Mm.
Maybe it wants a large shirt.
I hate everything that you just showed.
So here's something for if this is multi-purpose. So when I'm not using this as a throttle lock, I actually use this more as a helmet lock than anything else. So it's a brake lock, throttle lock, and you can actually use it just to lock the throttle and not put it on the brake, or you can put it on the sissy bar as a helmet lock. So, but for anybody who does their own maintenance, this does not include nothing at random.
Gloves overrated.
Gloves, especially if they have a Harley, because you never know where the dirt's going to collect.
I don't own gloves, but I probably should.
It is a great. So as a mechanic, there are things. I mean, I can go all day without wearing gloves, and then there's just certain jobs that I do. You better put gloves on because some of the grease that you use soaks into your nails and takes a week to get out.
It'll be all right.
So
Yeah, it's character.
sometimes the only way to get the grease out from under your fingernails is to cut your fingernails off.
That's
Been there.
character.
Been there.
Makes it look like you actually do something for
But
it.
no, gloves are very useful, especially if you've got any ridge boots, because you need to oil them every once in a while. So then also helps with that. So
You need to oil all leather boots once in a
Yep.
while.
if you're not nothing at random,
What about? Sorry, Steve. Go ahead.
No, Right.
You know, which is another fun email we get every once in a while. People are like, yeah, I don't know why these boots destroyed themselves in 6 months, and I'm looking at the boots, and I can tell you exactly why.
This fucking guy. Oh my god. He was like I bought these and I'm a zookeeper, and I don't know if you saw that, Mike.
I didn't see that one. No. Story
but
time.
He's like, I'm a zookeeper, and I was just doing normal wear and tear, and it was like he went through it was like he was in Vietnam, like the war Vietnam, not the country. He was like he was actually deployed, and also taking care of elephants, and in the suck, and spraying his boots down, and he's like, can I get a new pair and exchange it for a new one? And he's bought other pairs because he likes them. And then I was like, that's not normal wear and tear, dude. Like, sorry. And then
motorcycle boots, not elephant.
Yeah, like he's like, I didn't do anything like extreme to it. And I'm like, I'm looking at the boots, man. Like, and then I looked this guy up online. That's the other thing about people who bitch and complain and are assholes is you don't know how much information about yourself you just gave me just by purchasing. Like, I know everything about you now, and it's like, I know where you went to high school. I know where you it's not because Shopify gives that to you, but it's because we have all your information essentially because we have to collect, to process payment. But it's like, man, people really don't realize that you really shouldn't. Don't be an asshole to a person who's got all your information and can find you in about 10 seconds, which it took Steph about 10 seconds to find this guy on Facebook and his address and everything and his business. And it was just like, well. And he looked exactly like you would think he would look.
The one a lot of them stick out, but the one dude that said he wore through the bottom of the boots. I'm like, how the hell did you wear through the bottom of these boots? I put just on the Crows probably 12,000 miles in the last year, and this guy was saying he wore through the soles of the boots, and I'm like, how?
Well,
that was the guy who said he was a motorcycle instructor, and I'm like, the only way you can wear through these boots is if you literally drive with your feet dragging the ground.
And it's like, if you're a motorcycle instructor, you're not walking
Yeah, he said it was from really walking, and I'm like, I wear these, so I wear my Crows at work, and I walk about 5 to 8 miles a day. Yeah, and those boots look almost as good as the day I bought them, and I have to oil them about every 2 weeks, and they look great. So this guy saying he walks this much riding motorcycles.
It was also a year, so like that's the thing. It was like just under a year. He was like, is this? And I'm like, I don't know how you ride. Like, I'm not going to take a guess about how you use them in the last year. I'll take your money back, or I'll refund your purchase, but you won't ever be able to buy from me again. That's like the trade-off. Is like, if you ever see like a note next year or it says BF or B4L, means bad for life.
Dwight Smokeham's just stepped in. He is the butt master. If you went to the camp out and put some butt in your face, it was Dwight Smokeham's butt. And your butt was probably rubbed by juice.
Well, I did a little bit of that, but it was cutting butts too.
Butts.
Not as sexy, but yeah, rubbing butts for sure.
I was wearing gloves.
And by Sid, yeah.
I just shibaried them. They were like.
I didn't rub butts.
I rubbed them, and then she bound them up.
She tied your butt.
Yeah.
I was too tired to go rub butts, so I just stayed at the campground. But sorry, guys, I would have rubbed your butt, but I didn't.
I have no idea what you guys are talking about.
Pork
I'm
butts.
kind of scared to ask.
Dwight Smokeums cooks all the butts and the wings and stuff at the campground. And the
When you
night
say
I got
butts, what are you talking
Pork-
about?
pork butts,
Pork
butts,
Okay.
pork butts. So when you come in March and you eat some pork butt, it would have been done by Dwight Smokeums, probably Juice. This time me, because I'll arrive this time fresh and rested, and Sid. But yeah, there's been some funny emails. And again, the one that sticks out the most are the guys that will write. What was the one that Steph did a count on, and he did 12,000 words in an email?
Oh yeah, like it was like
It was a very long fucking email, and I'm like, and I sent it, and I sent it to you and Steph. I sent it to you and her, and I said, by no means am I saying this guy's gonna get in, but read this fucking email. It's good.
Yeah.
It's good shitter material reading, because I'm like, you'd read
I got
2 or
it.
3 sentences and go, what? And you read 2 or 3 more sentences and go, what? And that way for apparently
those just go
12,000
into
words.
those just go into like I see a wall of text to IRI at individualusa.com, and that's just a delete. I'm not going to even forward that one to you, Mike, because it's like
Entertain me. Some of this shit's really funny.
well, it's like at this point in the beginning, it was actually because I needed to know from everybody how the gear performed under all conditions instead of just LA. And so like it actually served a purpose now. I know more about the gear and what I need to do and what I need to work on, what I would like to change than pretty much anybody else in IRI. But it's kind of changed a little bit. Like I used to require like you have to be a high mileage rider. Now it's just a group of people I like that just get free shit for life.
Well,
And so
the one I'm excited about, the girl that's moving to Montana, and I'm not gonna give her name out yet because Steve, you know her, but I'm excited to get her on because she's a very big Instagram person, and she does a lot of riding and just had a major accident, and then that's how I followed her before that because she was friends with Nicole from Ohio. And but she did a cross country trip. She did a 48 states ride, and I think she would be great because she will test him in all kinds of conditions. So
that is the thing that like I do still need that because the rubber composition is still, it can always be changed. Stitching can always be changed. Improvements can always be made, and unless and so that's why you guys get stuff for free, or you get new people getting stuff for free, is because I do need that feedback, especially for people who ride a lot. Not fucking zookeepers.
Yeah.
So, I still do need that feedback, and I don't know if you guys remember that the X-ray that I posted in Discord. And that guy's bloody Comanche boot. I don't know if you saw that. Dude, yeah, that was a gnarly one. He was like, yeah, like basically, and I get these a lot, but that was like the worst that I've seen in a while.
Yeah, his description of the wreck was pretty gnarly too. And I don't know if everybody saw that. They said that the paramedics were picking up bone chips from the ground because they thought it was his teeth. That was
yeah. So like he broke in 3 places, but he was like, I would have lost my foot. And the Comanches looked pretty good.
I think
like,
so too.
They held up
well.
well.
Yeah, this is the blood side. They were like, oh, nice job.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was, oh man, that was another one. I have to reach out to him. We've been swamped with.
I was gonna say you're gonna send them a new pair and tell them to put those on a wall.
Well, like
wash them first, yeah.
I actually kind of want to like put that X-ray as like our homepage image.
Hell yeah.
Like instead of just like a guy wearing the boots, I just want to put that X-ray, and then I don't know.
You can put the bloody boots up and say wear them until they die.
Yeah. So, well, so when we're officially allowed, so all the new boots that are coming in have our CE2 results on them, on the tag itself. So CE2, everybody has heard of CE. Actually, no, that's not even true. You'd be shocked at the amount of people who don't know what CE even is. They just know is it CE is it CE certified, and they don't really know what they're asking. Um, and it's not because it's not required in America. It's required almost every other country. Uh, you know, in the EU, Canada, Australia, some countries are a little bit more strict than others. In France, if they pull you over and you're not wearing all CE gear, like you'll get a big ticket. Um, but the test for the boots, I forget the exact name of the test, but they test for things. So there's four main categories. There's height of the boot, which we scored a 1 because we're and 1 is kind of your standard level pass. Because to get a 2, you need to be shin high, and I don't make a shin high boot yet. Then there's abrasion resistance. There's puncture resistance, and they do it from a bunch of different angles. Like the results are actually kind of cool. And there's this thing called transverse rigidity, which basically means like, all right, how easy is this to break or flex? Or if like we had a guy email us and said like a truck came to a stop on the side of his Cheyennes, like, and and the paramedics just cut the laces open and pulled his foot out. And so for those four categories, we scored a 2. Or those 3. So our results are 1, 2, 2, 2 plus WR, which is the highest that they give you for water resistance. Now the ventilated ones obviously aren't water resistance to water, but I don't know. Like, I really hate getting emails or people saying like, I'm not paying $185 for a pair of boots. And I'm like, no, you're not. Like you're paying for that thing on the tag right there. That's what you're paying for. If you want to go buy Vans, knock yourself out. But you're not paying $185 for shoes. I hate when people tell me that. And I was thinking about that as a headline for like the X-ray image of this guy's footage. Just like
You're not buying a shoe. You're buying protection.
Yeah,
Not
exactly.
just a fashion piece. Yeah.
Although they look fantastic.
I was gonna say that they do both purposes, but I think the appearance of it, because there's so many other boots on the market that look the part but don't act the part, that people are just used to that.
They
until they're wrecked.
And so I don't know if this is like it was important to me, and I don't know if this is going to be a trend or not, but I kind of want people to understand like why you bought what you just bought, and it's not just something that I'm marketing as a motorcycle boot. It's like this is what you just bought, and so I kind of want to explain that a little bit more, because a lot of kind of the boomer generation and Gen X, their kids are riding and they're like, okay, well, you can ride, but you got to wear full gear. Which is, which is smart. I wear all my gear all the time. But informing people on what they're buying is, I think, really important. And so people don't really know a whole lot about CE certification and all of that kind of stuff. And so I'm going to include it in the boxes.
Yeah.
I don't think people get it drives me nuts that people push this freedom of the road, man. I'm riding to be free, not to be chained down. I want my freedom. I think you have a lot of freedom on a bike and still have all of your gear. Um, and I hate to talk about people, but we all know a certain person who had a wreck during the camp out. If he would have had a helmet on, he would have came home right after the accident. He wouldn't even gone to the hospital. But because he wasn't wearing a helmet, he literally ground his head into the asphalt. If he'd had a helmet on, he'd have got up and came back to the camp out with the rest of us. If the other person would have had on any kind of jacket at all, she would have probably came back home. She may have still had, the broken clavicle, but if she would have had a jacket on or something with some kind of protection in it, she'd have came home. That's not always the case, but with those simple wrecks like that, simple accidents like that, it can mean a world of difference.
I get more emails about this than, obviously you guys do. People don't email you about their wrecks, I'm assuming. Because that would be weird if they did.
I'm not getting those in my inbox.
Yeah.
I haven't seen any of those recently.
Yeah. But I get them all the time. And these guys are legitimate riders. They've been riding for a long time. And shit happens. It's usually not their fault. But I don't know. You can do what you want. And I'm not here to push product or anything. It's just I wouldn't do it.
There's a lot of chat in the Discord where people will tell stories and then end that story with, so yeah, I wear a helmet now, or yeah, I wear gloves now, or yeah, now I wear boots because of things that have happened. I mean, a lax day for me is the day that, I'll wear a long sleeve t-shirt or a cover shirt instead of a jacket. And that's only when it's super hot, but you damn better well, I'm still going to wear gloves, I'm going to wear boots, I'm going to wear my helmet all the time.
Yeah.
Because I've had a wreck with a helmet on and, good boots and a good jacket and still ended up staying in the hospital overnight and had cracked ribs and dislocated shoulder. But the doctor at that time said, you should be dead. But I had a helmet on. And it was one of the few times at that time I was in my young 30s and was a free man and rode without a helmet. But that day it was raining and I had a helmet on. I had a leather jacket on because it was raining and I had boots on because I needed traction in the rain. Otherwise, I would have probably broke my leg because it hit me right above the ankle when I flipped over the truck. My helmet had gouges in it from the diamond plate toolboxes on the truck and from the asphalt when I skidded like a fucking kindergarten eraser across the asphalt. And when I flipped over the truck, I caught the corner of the toolbox right across my shoulder through the triple layered leather in my leather jacket. And that would have sliced my ass wide open. I have no doubt about it because it cut through 2 of the 3 layers of leather. So by God's grace, and that was my wake up call. If I would not have had that gear on, if it would not have been raining, I probably would be dead or sliced open like a ripe melon. And I will never take that chance again.
No. Yeah. For me, the helmet's kind of a no-brainer.
No brainer.
That's.
But drum roll.
Yeah. But yeah, so the hoodies that are coming in are still lightweight. So, and they have Kevlar on the inside as well, and they've got pockets for armor as well. So it's when it's hot out, I don't want to wear stuff, but I'm gonna. Just because, just the mountain of emails that I've seen of oh shit, God, that looks like it hurts.
The risk is out there. I'll be right back, guys.
But it's the art of risk.
Yep. I mean, heck, being rear-ended on a bike, honestly, from personal experience. Luckily,
What was that?
Getting rear-ended on a bike sucks. I know that from personal experience. Luckily enough, mine wasn't anything too major. So.
Yeah, but that's the thing. It's usually not the rider's fault unless they're just being a jackass.
Yeah.
it's, you know, someone else not doing, you know, not paying attention. They don't see you. The guy who broke his leg, uh, he was in California, and because we can lane split here, this person uh, switched lanes in the middle of the intersection, which you're not allowed to do, and basically really fucked him up. Um, but you know, that's just one story.
Pictures.
Yeah, that's just one story of so many stories.
Oh,
So
I
it's
can
like,
imagine.
yeah. And thank God I've never gotten an email. I've never seen skin. I've seen fucked up gloves where they're just torn to pieces, but I've never seen skin on anything. I've never gotten an email saying like your boot didn't do the job that it was supposed to do. So
Well, that's good.
yeah, it's, you know, it's kind of important, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I make them look cool too, so you can not look like an asshole.
I think that honestly that is a big part of it, and I'm sure I'm just preaching to the choir here, but like protective gear isn't always it's not always sexy to wear. Like it's not you kind of like can get bucketed into like like the nerd writer guy, but like not when you get a product that's like actually looks really cool, it makes it a lot easier to just wear the stuff that is actually helpful to wear.
Yeah. Like that's what Root Rock's apparel brand Engine Hawk was trying to do, make things not look bulky and whatnot. And the one jacket I got, I'm like, it feels more bulky than my other mesh jacket that was a quarter of the cost from Cycle Gear. I might look like a stormtrooper, but
Also
So-
with sorry,
I'm
go
sorry,
ahead.
Sid. No. Go ahead, Sid.
With Engine Hawk, what I was noticing, they didn't put any vents in anything.
like 2 or 3 jackets had vents.
Do they? Because like I was part of like the
Much
I was privy to the designs when they were first coming out with the concepts, and like they did not have any vents, and I was like, yeah, not my thing.
Yeah, and the women's stuff got botched hard because they
my
just
God.
because when they tried to release it, they lost a lot of money, I think, on certain things, and
Well, it's because they rushed the women's gear. They didn't
that too.
They didn't take the time to like actually study their market that they'd be selling to, and it was just watered down men's gear.
Yeah.
Like let's just cut the men's gear with an hourglass figure and call it good. Like it just didn't work.
But like this jacket that I made,
Mhm.
It's 3 layers. It's got polyester cotton blend on the outside, Kevlar as the mid, and then poly on the inside. And it's got pockets for all the gear. So this is basically a double A or a double A garment.
It looks super comfortable too.
It's the fucking warmest jacket I own. Like, I wear this just because it's great. And then the hoodie, which is just a black hoodie, I wear that thing everywhere just because it's a good looking hoodie, and it's just a black hoodie. It's got some acid wash, and I've done a little bit of branding on it, not much, but it's got a lot of what you need. So
I'm adding that jacket to my wish list. Just so you know.
Not available for purchase yet.
this is like
I know, but it's
this
still
is-
on the wish list for when it's there. When it gets
yeah,
there.
this is like prototype number 6, because I kept rejecting, because like everything I get, I cut open and I inspect all the hardware. I see if they're cutting corners at all, and it's important to me how it's put together. You know, just every little detail, and so that's why I'm slow to design, because it's got to be really, really, really like approved. That's why like when people ask me like why don't I have t-shirts, I'm like, because I don't know anything about t-shirts. And they're like, well, it's a fucking t-shirt. And I'm like, no, it's not. It's like I don't know like how they're made. I don't know size grading. I don't know for an American motorcycle person what size gradings we should use. I don't know what the neckline should look like. I don't know what. So there was a lot to figure out just for t-shirts. But and now that's all I wear is just my own blanks. But.
At one time, I would have said, "Yeah, t-shirt's a t-shirt," but that's because all I wore was Hanes and Fruit of the Loom.
Right.
After getting a hold of, especially these shirts, once I got all these, and this is my Goon shirt. Now I know what a good shirt is supposed to feel like. And when I put on the shirts that they give you for work to work in, I can tell the difference. It's like this shirt kind of sucks.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely there's a work shirt and a comfort shirt now.
Well, it's just like when I like, and you have to think about things like, okay, when you do your laundry, what's the first shirt that you pull? Like that's actually like you're making a conscious decision, and then why are you pulling that shirt? And so I wanted to think, okay, well, what's the first shirt that you pull? And I actually just took out all my other cotton, like 100% cotton shirts, and I just put them up in the closet. And now my t-shirt drawer just has a bunch of Indie Ridge blanks. That's all I wear, just because they're more comfortable.
They really are.
I was gonna say the reason I'm not wearing any of my Indie Ridge shirts today is because they are all dirty and in the wash. Like I don't own all the blanks like you do, so I think I've only got 4 shirts or 3 shirts. But I wear them all the time because they are amazing.
I've got about 4,400 coming in like a month, so you can have a couple.
Steve, it might interest you to know that the Indie Ridge buff that you gave me, that is the only buff I have that survived the trip back from Tennessee, from the Jack Daniels distillery, because I had my other 2 ones with me, and I had them in the. I usually wear a hoodie when I ride, as these guys will attest to. By the way, when that moves out of the prototype phase, let me know. But so I had the other 2 buffs in the front pocket of my hoodie, and as I was kind of going home on the last leg of the day, I decided randomly to stop by the Antietam battlefield because I saw a sign for it and said, well, okay, well, I have to go. So I stopped there, looked around for a little bit. It had to be like 90-something degrees. It was a million times, so I had to take the hoodie off. Didn't want to put it back on, so I tried to tie it around my sissy bar on the back of the Scout, forgetting that the 2 buffs were back there. And as I drove away, it kind of flapped in the wind a little bit. And maybe about 400 miles later, I thought, oh yeah, there was something in those pockets. Well, somebody in Maryland and or Pennsylvania has them now, I guess. But I was wearing the one you gave me because that was the one that was the most comfortable I had in the heat. So that's the only one I have right now.
Yeah, well, that took a lot of like it seems simple. It's a $10 item, but I wanted to get stitching right. I wanted to feel right. Like it's
right, but it's also the one that you gave to me, so that has it just instantly. It has a lot more meaning than any other like just 2 random ones that I happen to buy. It's like no, I can't let this go. This is my buff now.
They're much more. So yeah, I don't put the other buffs on my face now. I have the thinner buffs still because that's what I put on my wrist to cover the gap between my gloves and my jacket, or I'll wear them to, maybe to cover my head. But after putting the softening ridges on my face, I don't put anything else on my face. Mm-hmm. Just doesn't fit, and they're a little bit thicker, and they're much more comfortable and softer.
Yeah.
Very much so. I would like to get Billy had some stories. I'd like to get him in. Sid, if you're not going to get on, do you mind letting someone else get on? Because you're kind of taking up a blank space on the board.
I've been talking like earlier. I'm on. I'm just. It's hard talking over people, and I'm not going to argue for talking time.
What?
Do you mean get on as in turn on my
Yeah.
my
Let
camera?
us see you.
Oh.
Bleak was
Yeah,
saying
why are
he
you hiding
appreciates hearing.
Nah, I'm like
more than he
moving
adds
around
to
and
it.
stuff, so like I'm doing other stuff to end on here, so
I mean, I don't. We could have Bleak on anyways, though, right?
I don't want to put too many people on the screen. It gets kind of cluttered. I mean to offend you, Sydney. I'm sorry, but you're just a big black spot on the screen. Bleak, would you like to get in? I do want to get some people into the chat. Sorry I pissed you off, Sid. Let's talk about Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
It's a magical time.
It is a magical time.
Time for joy and reflection.
All right, what other Christmas gifts we got?
At one point, I noticed it did mention something about an air pump, which those are always good. There's lots of different options out there. There's also some cheap ones out there that are no good. So most of them are you can get small enough that just throw in a saddlebag and whatnot, or your whatever bag you're using to travel with. So I think mine's barely bigger than the water bottle.
So I had I showed them earlier. I got this little CO2 cartridges, and they don't take up space, and you don't have to plug them into anything. I had one of the smaller ones you plug into the cigarette lighter, and it literally took forever for it to pump up.
Mine's battery operated. These are battery operated ones I'm talking about. I'm not talking about the ones you have a cigarette lighter or something like that to plug it into. These are ones you just gotta make sure the battery's charged up. And some of them even double up as a little extra battery pack if you might need it to charge whatever.
I got one like that. I was actually thinking about this earlier, though. We kind of covered a lot of good recycling items that could be gifts. But, like, what are some things that you definitely wouldn't want to get as a Christmas gift as a motorcyclist? Like, the only reason I ask is because I saw on the Donut Media channel earlier today, they did kind of like card, the same concept as what we're doing, but there were some gifts in there that were very much so like they were complete duds.
So I actually looked up there was a 31 gifts for motorcycle riders, and as I'm looking through it, I'm like, okay, that's a good idea. That's a good idea. And then it got into, what the hell is that? I don't know what this is. So let me see if I can. So I have it on my laptop, and I don't want to like drown you guys out, but we'll go through it really quick, and I hope I don't drown it out too long. But let me just go through these real quick. So starting with, and they start really backwards. Motorcycle leather jacket. Okay, it seems like a good Christmas gift for a person you absolutely totally love, and not someone that you're just going to stuff their stocking with. Denim vest, maybe. Unbreakable motorcycle jeans. So now they're getting into really, really expensive shit. This seems like more of a lot of stuff that you're going to buy for people who you really love, and it's the only thing you're going to buy them for the year. But then you've got like a motorcycle shirt. One thing I do love getting for Christmas is motorcycle shirts from different dealers. I don't really care about a Harley shirt. I don't care about, a Honda shirt. But if it's a Harley shirt from, Sierra Nevada BMW, I'd love that. My daughter got me one from Sun City, Colorado Harley, and I love that. Very special stuff, not just a random thing from a dealer, from a manufacturer, but something from an actual dealer. Leather gloves, we talked about that. Armor sets, sleeves, motorcycle care kit, we've talked about that. A backpack, saddlebags. But then it gets into just really expensive stuff that you just wouldn't buy for people for, random reasons. So,
I mean, I would argue like motorcycle jacket, pants, even gloves. A lot of the times, I wouldn't buy that for somebody. One, because unless you know their exact size,
yeah,
you're probably gonna mess that up. And then stylistically, though, I don't know. I just feel like that you're so prone to like gifting somebody something that you paid a lot of money for, but they're like,
They won't like it.
I wouldn't have picked
exactly.
that one. Wrong color.
That's when getting them a gift card for a store that sells all that works.
Right.
That way they can
You
get
got gift cards.
whatever they
That'd be a
want.
great stocking stuffer.
Yeah. That's why I think like a T-shirt. As long as you know their size, you're pretty safe because you're not going to spend an assload of money. And if they don't like it, it's still something cool that they can collect, but they don't have to feel like they have to wear it because you just spent $300 on it. So
yeah, that's the thing with jeans. It's like that. Like I'll never make riding pants ever because everybody likes different kinds of jeans. They like different styles. They like different cuts. They like them to fit a certain way. I'm not going to try to guess what type of jeans you want. And it's like, it's probably not your style anyway. So I'll make something else that is protective, but just not jeans ever.
Yeah. Riding pants are one of those things that, I mean, you either love them or hate them. So I don't think Mitchell's going to come in here from Winks of Wheels to watch this cast. The pants that I did for their commercial were fabulous pants. They're great pants. The armor is great. The stitching is great. They feel comfortable. It's not something that I would get on every time I ride the bike, though. So pants are definitely you have to be in the top 1%. I mean, I've probably got 20 pairs of jeans that I've bought myself, and I keep wearing the same 3 over and over because those are the ones I love. And exactly. I may buy the other one. I may, wear the other ones on special occasions. Those are not my daily riders. And I sent Steve a thing a while back, and it said people wear the things they love, and they love the things they wear. So, when you're talking about these shirts, people will like. So Aaron was, he was going to buy this what was it, the license plate? It was really badass, and don't come near me, I'll stab you, some weird shit like that. It looks cool. It has a badass meaning, but is that something you're actually going to use? Is that something you're going to put on a shirt that says "Don't come near me, I'll stab you"? I mean, yeah, it looks badass, but I'd rather wear a shirt that's my friends. That's what I'm going to wear every day. I'm going to wear a shirt that says Indy Ridge because I fucking love Indy Ridge. Everybody knows it. I'm the Indy Ridge guy. I'm going to wear a shirt from my local BMW dealer because I love my BMW dealer. I'm not going to buy a shirt that has some smart ass saying on it that doesn't really represent who I am or what I believe in.
Yeah.
Yep. I think on that same vein, you could, because you're making me think of it, like put with a T-shirt or something. Get me anything with like a fake rocker patch type thing on it. That's not sometimes something you want to get into.
Yeah. Well, I mean, to be honest, like the first Indy Ridge shirts that are coming out, it's gonna be a blank because we've got the red taping on the shoulders. They're blanks, but on the bottom side here, there's going to be, I'll see if you can see this. It's a really nice twill.
The red tag.
There you go.
Patch. And that's it. It's just a blank shirt with the red taping and then just a red tag in the corner.
Yeah. No, what I was talking about was something with the club style rocker patch.
No, I know. Yeah. Like, I'm not.
The Buddy Bezos is the best.
Yeah, exactly.
They sell these shit out of those. If you look on Amazon and see how many of those they sell, those fake Sons of Anarchy vests, I'm like, they sell a assload of them. And I'm like, who the fuck is buying these? People that want to. And again, I pick on that Dynabro thing. But that's the people that buy those. People that go, oh, Dyna Bro. I love Dynas. Dynas are great because I saw them on Sons of Anarchy. Oh, I want that vest because that's a Sons of Anarchy vest, and I think that's awesome. And it's like, those are not the people, I guess, really that I want to be associated with. So,
well, my thing is like, I'm not like, if that's something that somebody else wants to do and go for it. I'm not gonna tell you what to do. I'm just saying, me personally, if I'm thinking something that I wouldn't want to get in my Christmas stocking, that pops to the top of my head. It's not. I'm gonna just be frank. I got a lot of HA in my area. I do not want to fuck around with that at all.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right.
That'd be something that'd be going on a skeleton on our front porch on the motorcycle.
Yeah.
That would be funny.
Actually, because our front porch, we have this old bike that I got that couldn't get the title for stupid reasons. But so it's became a porch ornament. We got a couple life-size skeletons and put on it, and they're riding it. So.
Did you? We can talk about it later if you want, but like you can get a bonded title unless you know like it's stolen or something. And don't answer if that's the case. But like,
like I said, it was some things, and the bike needed a crap ton of work anyway. So
gotcha.
It's a good porch ornament.
I will say it's not that difficult of a process to get a title if you really don't want to get one.
Oh yeah, I've looked into it. So, but yeah.
But to Yankee's point, like again, it's like you start putting yourself into a corner of style and what you put out. Your market again goes from here. All of a sudden, it shrinks down to here, and then you're kind of in that vein, and it's like I don't really want to. Like, I like simple shirts. I like just kind of blank shirts. I don't want big design, although I did do this design as a test from the Wingman box. For the most part, I don't want something that's like screaming loud and stuff like that. I just want something simple that I can put on. It has a really, really nice patch just subtly on the corner. That's it. So
see, I would wear that shirt you have on because it's a story.
Yeah.
And I would love that shirt. So when those shirts go in, absolutely, I'm getting one of those shirts because it's just, again, it's not. I told somebody the other day I'm not into skulls, but they're like, "Well, you have a skull on your logo," and I said, "Yeah, but that means something.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's not just I'm into skulls. You know, it actually is a cool thing. You know, some skeleton riding in the rain with his jacket on. That's actually pretty cool. I think it's a cool little thing.
Yeah.
But so
this is something that has nothing to do with skulls and motorcycles.
Yeah.
I mean, skulls are always cool, but the story behind why they're all named what they're named, and how it ties into, I guess, the brand ethos is what it really is. So that's why.
And it reminds me of Doctor Who.
I've always thought that every time I see that picture.
Yeah.
I just see that and I think, who turned out the lights?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what else? Okay, so AZ and DZ, what would you not want to get for Christmas?
You can go first this time.
What would I not want? Besides some useless knickknacks that I've had people give me before. I'm like, oh yeah, thanks. And then or I've even gotten T-shirts and stuff that people are like, oh, you like that stuff, don't you? I'm like, yeah, but I
Sure.
don't wear it. Like, I've gotten a Real Tree T-shirt before, and I'm like, but it wasn't camo. It was bright red and just said Real Tree across the front. I'm like, I think it's still wrapped up in plastic somewhere. I never even took it out of the plastic bag that it was in. I'm just like, thanks. Set it up this time. I've started telling family members, I'm like, if you guys can't think of anything and you just want to get like some stupid crap, just give me the money you were going to spend on that.
Gift card.
Yeah, just get like it doesn't even have to be gift card. You can just be straight cash. Like I'll take that too, because I got parts and stuff that I want for my bike that I know I'm not going to ask a single family member to buy because a couple $100 here or there. It's like I'm not going to ask family members to buy me something like that. I mean, unless a bunch of them want to pitch in, but that's a whole different thing.
Yeah, that's probably another thing that you don't want, is something that doesn't actually fit your bike.
Yeah, there's that too. That's why, I've actually had a lady at work the other day ask me, "What would you get somebody that rides and boats and stuff?" I'm like, figure out where they buy parts and stuff, and maybe get them a gift card for there.
Yeah. So
that way they could get what they want.
Blake was saying he doesn't like the skinny boy jeans. He likes looser stuff. And again, I'll tell him like I told the Juice. If you go to Cycle Gear, they have the Ironworker jeans. They're baggy. They're also Kevlar lined, and they're very comfortable. And that's
almost
usually
bought a
do what?
I've almost bought a pair of those, but
They're very comfortable. So I've worn them down to three of my trips down to Forgotten Angels. I've worn them either down or back. And the last time I wore them down and back because they are very comfortable jeans.
Okay.
Which ones are they?
The Ironworkers jeans. They have them in black and they have them in blue denim from Cycle Gear. They're about $99. They don't have CE armor, but they have Kevlar patches, like long Kevlar patches. So if you went for a ride, if anybody saw Rachel Moto's Kevlar in the butt, Kevlar in the thighs, and Kevlar across the knees does a lot for going down on a bike and around the thighs. So if you saw Rachel Moto's video where she went down, she slid on her butt for quite a ways, and it rubbed the jean away, and the Kevlar was still there. Tobacco, I think, makes it pretty good. I would not buy the tobacco jeans because they're way too much, but they do a good Kevlar testing where they drag people on the ground. The Kevlar pad does work that good, and I can attest to that. With the skinny boy jeans, I can't, like again, they fit great. They do a good job of what they do, but I can't have something that tight on me for the trip. Definitely not down to Forgotten Angels, but definitely not even for a day trip riding around. I just can't see being in something that tight for that long.
That's why I'm not going to make them, because it's like I'm not going to guess what you like. Like I could buy a pair of these, and it's like, all right, they're great, but it's like ultimately it's the jeans that I'm going to pull from my closet.
So, Annette, what would you not want to get for Christmas? What would you cringe at if you opened the box and somebody bought you something motorcycle related and you said, ew?
I mean,
ew.
I don't know. This is going to kind of contradict what other people have said, but if I get like a Harley Davidson gift card, the only reason I'd kind of be like, about that is because it's like one specific store. And the most you can get is like maybe a t-shirt, because most people only do like, $25. And that doesn't even cover a t-shirt there.
Most of the time.
So I don't know. If you're going to give me like a gift card, I want it to be a little more like versatile, so I could like actually use it other places and get something that's useful.
So a Visa gift card.
T-shirt. Yeah, a basic gift card, like a Visa or, Cycle Gear or something like that.
They actually don't use Kevlar for these jeans.
For
they use Ironworkers.
The Ironworkers don't have Kevlar. It's still good patches though. What's in them? What is them?
So they use Aramid.
Aramid.
Which is, it's kind of like Kevlar. I'm sure they're still fine. It's cheaper than Kevlar. And so companies will use it because it is less expensive, but they're just using 100% cotton denim. CE approved knee armor, pockets for CE.
You can add your own. Yeah, I guess I should correct myself. You can add your own. It doesn't come with it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so
it does have
the
pockets
for it. Yeah, which is, I'm sure they're.
A lot of manufacturers are doing that now. They're giving Rev-It started doing that with their backplates. So when you buy Rev-It armor, it comes with the shoulders and it comes with the elbow. And there's a pocket for the spine armor, but you can buy your own. So you can get either rigid or you can get the firmer CE style. I said that backwards. You can get the flexible or you can get the rigid. That's what I meant. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's only if people want to get the back armor. But it's definitely, I don't know. I think the age of the non-safety style type of riding. It's kind of fading a little bit, and slowly I think people are starting to, I don't know, pay a little bit more attention to what they wear.
I think a lot of it has to do with the very first MSF course I took back in 1990. I did not have to have all my gear. I just had to have helmet and gloves. Every one of them since then, you had to have helmet, gloves, full leather shoes, long pants, and long sleeve shirt, a thicker long sleeve shirt, not just a t-shirt. So I think now they make people wear it during the classes. I think people get used to wearing it. And when they get used to wearing it, it's like when you work in a factory the first time and they made you wear earplugs and eye protection. You're like, oh my God, this bugs me so bad. I've gone home before with my safety glasses on and my earplugs in because I just forget to take them out. Devin's laughing because I bet you've done the same.
Why is it so quiet around here? Oh, wait.
Once you get used to the safety gear, it's like it's not even there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Or when you
I prefer to.
glasses for the first time.
I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
I was just gonna make a dumb joke.
Chasing Ghost just dropped in. Hello. Make your dumb joke. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say I prefer my riding jeans to be those sweet apple bottom jeans. I wear my boots with the fur. So.
And I guess you prefer your boots with the fur.
Yeah.
Devin was just talking about assless chaps. Knowing what I know now, I've had chaps before. The only thing chaps are good for is keeping your pants from blowing around in the wind, and they'll keep the wind down. But as far as protecting you if you go down, you're going to slide on your ass. The chaps, I don't think, would stand up very well at all.
So your recommendation is to wear a full leather bodysuit.
Textile. Yep, with just the mouth zipped shut.
Just the mouth.
To keep the bugs
well,
out.
And eye holes, too. Yeah.
Big girls can't wear that shit because they're going to start a fire with their thighs doing that. I mean...
Yeah, tobacco. When tobacco first came out, it was like a lot of places. The stuff wasn't that expensive. I have one of First Manufacturing's first leather jackets, and it was $99. You can't even get a vest now from First Manufacturing for less than $150, $200.
Well, that's because they're going out of business.
Are they? I know their vests.
It's like baseball.
You used to could get a good First Manufacturing vest for like $50, and now you go on their site. It's like the only thing you get for $50 is one of their off prints. You know, that's like jean. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Nobody cares about value anymore. They don't. They again, if you could sell it 5 years ago for $50, why is it $300 now? That doesn't make any sense. I can see a slow, gradual rise in price, but it just doesn't make any sense.
Well, it does if you know what happened or what's going on.
What's going on?
Ooh, spill some tea.
Spill it.
No, it's not anything that like would interest anybody. It's just anybody who knows First Manufacturing and Fields, the tannery that they use in Pakistan. You know,
So they're trying to recoup losses.
No, I guess I shouldn't speak on it because I don't know what their current plans are, but there's been changes, I guess, overall to who runs the company, and that person who runs the company now doesn't want to make motorcycle gear anymore.
Oh. That's how you get out of the motorcycle gear business, is you make it so expensive so nobody buys it. That seems counterproductive, though.
Isn't that what Harley does?
No, but they still want you to buy their shit, though.
I'm pretty sure we know a brand that just, it doesn't matter what price they put. People will buy it. And then there'll be a lot of people like us that are like, I'd never buy that shit.
Well, I mean, look at what's the other one, the flannel that everybody gets, and I'm sure I see some of you guys get them too.
Dixon,
and I'm like, why? Hey, we're only gonna make 50 of these, and why would I want it? I mean, okay. Yeah, they look great, but I can't see I mean, and they do have some, and I say cheaper, but I buy my flannels. An expensive flannel for me that's still going to take care of me as long is going to be $30. I can't see spending $100 on a flannel shirt.
Is that how much they cost?
Oh, some of them are more.
I think they do. I will say I like the look of it. Do they have any protective, or do they claim to have any protective feature to there? No. So it's just is it actual flannel though?
Yeah, it's a regular thick flannel that has extra long sleeves. So when you're riding, it covers your whole arm.
But Redhead has the same thick flannels that are long, and they're max $30. Again, form over function. I mean, form and function over fashion.
I think they're also kind of first in hitting that flannel scene. Now everybody in the world sells flannels.
Levi's cornered the market on flannels, and they still probably make the best ones. And jackets.
But like in the motorcycle community.
The motorcycle specific, yeah.
Bleak was saying that Dixon's, they make fire retardant welding shirts. Oh, so that they do. They at least are dabbling, so that's interesting.
And how much are those?
I'm sure that's probably big bucks, though. Yeah.
Yeah.
For again, that's like, could you get something? Maybe it's not going to look as cool. And that kind of goes back to the little conversation earlier. It's like you can get stuff for cheaper, but like I get like Dixon's got to look, and if that's what people want, then.
Well, those green Dixon jackets. So I worked in a steel mill, and the flame retardant jackets that they're at the steel mill are about $50 a piece, and are probably better protection than the Dixons, but are the same color. That green, so the one that Circus Bear has looks just like the flame retardant welding jackets you have to wear in the steel mill. But I bet you it's probably about 4 times as much. But it says Dixon.
I'm gonna look it up.
Hard to tell.
Yeah.
I don't care for them because they're too thick for a flannel for me, but most flannels are.
I'm going to drop a secret that I've been talking to Aaron about, and I haven't told anybody yet, but my plant has a plant like almost right across the street from where Aaron works.
Yeah, I remember you saying you got one up here.
I didn't know it was like right across the street from Aaron.
Oh.
So.
You gonna move to Ohio?
I don't know, man. I mean, it's cold up there. I like
resistant shirts are only $80, by the way. That's not that bad.
I like the status of being able to ride to work every day. And if I move to Ohio and die in the cold and get frostbite,
that's what good heated gear's for.
Plus it would take me longer to get to FA, so it makes more sense to move to Georgia or Alabama.
Devin, Annette, I love you guys to pieces very dearly. Aaron, out there, I love you too. I've ridden through Central Ohio a couple of times. I couldn't do it. There's no topography.
Where you have ridden is not that bad.
Yeah.
Upper Northwest.
Yeah, and
just flat.
I just can't. I can't do the flat. I can't do the no mountains and the no hills. It would drive me literally insane.
No, you haven't seen nothing.
Yeah, no, down by where Aaron lives is a lot better than up where we are.
Yeah.
That is
where
we live.
Yeah, I mean, I rode like through obviously whatever the highway is that goes through Columbus to the other side and back a couple of times a couple of years ago, heading out to Arkansas that time.
Yeah, that's still the hilly part of Ohio.
Which was still cold.
That's the River Valley. See, that's what I could actually do with the Ohio River Valley. I like.
Yeah, that is a lot better.
Yeah, that I could run around chasing deer with a flintlock for the rest of my days and be okay with that. But
oh yeah, there's some really deep valleys between Columbus and Florence.
Yeah.
And between Florence and what's the great Bowling Green, Kentucky.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of cool riding there, and those highways are all through mountains and through hills, and it's very very awesome riding and curves and stuff. But yeah,
Kentucky and West Virginia,
yeah, I just don't want to be where it's going to be cold half the year. It's not my thing.
Yeah,
I want to go further south, not further north.
At this point, I've adapted to it.
Yeah.
Adapted to it. I never lived anywhere else, so it's just normal. But
and this will surprise everybody, but Seventh Sentinel says Duluth over Dix.
Always. She's always.
I mean,
Yeah,
I agree.
absolutely.
I mean, I own a couple of pieces, nothing for riding, but I own several pieces of Duluth gear. I like all of them, so.
I do enjoy my Duluth stuff.
They have a bug-proof long sleeve, and I actually can attest to the fact that, at least like on the thicker parts, it will stop the stinger of a bald-faced hornet. I know that firsthand.
I don't even want to know what a ball-faced hornet is. That sounds bad.
Kind of is, yeah. And a nest of them lived in my rifle range at one point, and walked a little too close to the nest one day to go hang a target, and they were not happy about that fact at all.
They typically aren't.
I never run into a swamp so fast in my life.
So you were hanging a target for what?
It's my rifle range up north, so I was sighting in one of my deer rifles, and the nest had been there actually all summer, but the way we had been walking out, we weren't getting close enough to it to like really trigger them or anything, so we just figured it was okay. But what happened was, is as their little nest they built got bigger and bigger and bigger, it actually got so heavy that it hung down the tree branch that they were on. So then it got closer to the ground, and then that time when I walked by it, now I guess I was within enough of their radius, they said, no, this is not okay. And a couple of them chased after me.
I know this is not motorcycle related, but I'm just curious, as a hunter, what do you zero your scope at?
So my answer is going to be different from the vast majority of deer hunters you will ever talk to. Me, I do it for 50 yards. Where I live in New Hampshire, I have big game hunted there my entire life. The longest shot I have ever taken at anything is 68 yards. It is thick woods, and it is really variable topography. It's all that, terrain we live on that got ripped up by glaciers 10,000 years ago. So you don't have long sight lines really anywhere. So that's what I do for just a normal sight in, because that's actually close to the average of what I do. I could do 100, and it would end up mostly the same because most things I shoot are flat enough, except for maybe my muzzle loader. But I just do that out of convenience, and I've never had an issue with it.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
I kind of like to come out and hunt with you. Sounds fun.
Yeah, I can't promise that you'll see a lot of game. Where we are, deer concentrations are very low, so you got to work your tail off to get anything. But we do have a lot of land you can go on, because access laws there are very, very easy to get along with. And we have long seasons, so you don't see a whole lot, but it's a good chance to just get out and kind of reset your brain.
Yeah, no, that's something that we definitely don't have. Like, I have to drive a long way to get to anything that's BLM or a range that's more than 100 yards.
Yeah. So the way our access laws work for hunting is that it's what's known as implied access. So, and this is actually how a lot of New England is, but if you're just driving up the road and you see a patch of woods, unless you see a sign on that piece of property that says no trespassing or posted or whatever, you can legally hunt there. Just as long as you got a place to legally park your rig and you get far enough away from a road and you're far enough away from a house, which I think is 300 yards, 100 yards, 300 feet is the discharge restriction.
That seems really close.
Yes.
Well, I mentioned that variable topography thing. That works in our favor as far as, because we can use rifle, at least where I am in New Hampshire, we can use rifles, and it's not generally a problem because nothing can travel that far. The woods are really thick, the hills block everything, so it's just stray bullets don't go anywhere. They just smack into a hillside. So if you were, now I know in Ohio and then in other parts of the upper Midwest, like Indiana, Illinois, it's very different where things are flat. There's nothing there to kind of block a bullet, so that's why they have straight wall cartridge restrictions and shotgun only zones and stuff like that. Yeah,
actually, they just started allowing rifles in Ohio with the straight wall cartridges within the last 10 years.
Yeah, that's been a big thing recently. I know they've developed a bunch of new cartridges to take advantage of that. That's where 350 Legend and 360 Buckhammer came from.
Not to bounce off the subject, but I was just reading about the piebald hornet, also called the bald-faced hornet, that is omnivorous and will eat flies, caterpillars, and spiders, and sometimes even um,
Humans.
meat. They will eat meat.
So-
It will
Well,
eat. It will
You're
eat.
not.
It will eat corpse meat. Oh, it gets worse. Their aggressive nature makes them a threat to humans. They vigorously defend the nest. It is common for them to spray acid or venom into the eyes of intruders to their nest. The acid causes watering of the eyes and temporary blindness. I was
So
better
why
off
are they
not knowing.
alive?
I was better off knowing not what they were.
What purpose do they serve?
Why does this
A
exist?
very good one.
Why does this
actually.
exist?
So the thing is, like what you said is 100% true. They do get aggressive if you get near the nest. If you get near where they're nesting, that's a problem. But if you're not, and they're just out in the woods, they don't care. You're fine. They don't like chase after people. They don't like hunt anything down, and they actually do eat a lot of insects that are super problematic. Most notably, flies. In New Hampshire, during certain times of the summer, the obviously mosquitoes are just freaking everywhere because it's just an natural thing. But also, deer fly get horrible in those woods some year. But the bald-faced hornets will actually cut down on their numbers. We didn't have any problems with deer fly in our yard that year, so they are kind of helpful in that. They take care of other things. Also, we wanted to leave that whole nest alone because, believe it or not, we actually collect the nest material around here because my dad uses it as shot buffer and wadding for his flintlock rifle.
No shit.
I'm
Well,
dead serious.
That's awesome.
It prevents the formation of the lead, so the shots stay accurate, and it also waterproofs the powder load and helps prevent moisture from getting to it. It's an old mountain man trick you learn. So
Learned something new today. That's awesome.
so we wanted, and this is why I felt bad. We wanted to leave that whole nest alone. It's like, you know what? We'll cut a wide berth around it because what'll happen is once it gets into winter, the hive will go dormant, and then most often they'll just move on to another location. The place will be abandoned. It falls off the tree, and then we can use the nest material for whatever we want. So our goal was to just leave that thing alone, let it fall down in winter, and then we were going to grab it. But then, like I said, it hang down low on the tree became a problem, and so then we had to get rid of it, and that involved fire.
Yeah, it says the nest, they'll stay in a nest 155 to 170 days and then abandon the nest to move on.
Pretty much.
Crazy. It's also the largest colony of any of their genus of hornet. It is normally between 400 to 700 workers in the colony. The largest recorded colony size is this genus, Dillishoot, whatever. Yeah, that's a lot of damn wasps to attack you. 700 workers attacking you.
When you see a big nest, it's like the size of a basketball. Some of these things, but like obviously more like oblong shape. So, but yeah, no, they get really big. The nest itself does. The bugs themselves aren't actually that big compared to like a giant hornet or even like a yellow jacket or something.
But they spit on you. Not in a good way.
I never ran into that. Mostly they just try to sting you. Maybe if you were like a raccoon or something and you tried going at the nest itself, then they do that. But
that's yeah.
Yeah.
Bees don't seem so bad anymore.
bees are awesome.
Bees are
I
actually
love
pretty
bees.
cool. Yeah.
Yes.
Bees are super cool. They're your friend.
Bees are nice. It freaks people out
Bees
too.
are nice.
Yeah. It freaks people out. So if a bee lands on me, I just be still until it flies away. If they don't find it interesting, they go away. Unlike wasps. Wasps are just assholes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, wasps
wasp sting me in my
suck.
sleep. Just landed on me and stung me. And then when I swatted it, it stung my hand. Yeah, fuck wasps, dude.
Wasps can
I
sting you
didn't do
multiple
anything to that
times
wasp.
for no reason. Yeah. Wasps are free with that stinger because they can use it multiple times. Bees are very conservative with their stinger because they know once they sting you, they die. Wasp, not so. Craziness. Steve, what do you not want to get for Christmas?
What do I not want to get for Christmas?
Yeah.
In terms of bike stuff, or
In terms of bike stuff, what do you not want?
another bike like that. I wouldn't want that. Well, no, actually, I would.
Yeah, what?
There's the truth.
Like, how many bikes?
There's only bike.
If somebody's
Give the
gonna
Wally.
give me another bike, I mean, even if it's a problem bike, why not?
You're on and off for all I care. Plenty of use for it.
Two wheels down.
Yeah,
Sorry,
that's
you got to
true.
put your bike away for the winter. I don't know where you're at, but it must be Ohio. Fuck Ohio. I mean, hey.
I agree with that statement.
I actually got to ride we actually got to ride yesterday.
Yeah, yesterday.
Yeah, we went for a
nice.
ride yesterday.
Nice.
Yeah, Juice, we know what your weather is.
When I lived outside Chicago, there were people who would ride until the state put up no motorcycle signs.
Yeah,
That's the
I
only
bet-
place
I
I've ever
100%
lived.
believe that.
That's the only state I've ever lived in where they would put up no motorcycle signs and then get on the news and say, yeah, motorcycles are not allowed on the highway now. Yeah.
And
Usually-
there'll be snow coming down, and people will still do it. It's
Usually it
weird.
coincides with chain season. So once the chain signs go up, it's like universally known you can't ride motorcycles now. So
We ain't got no chains,
that is
but-
insane.
Chains are illegal in Ohio, so
Yeah, we don't have chain season in Indiana, Illinois, or Michigan. I don't think. Well, maybe in northern parts of Michigan.
We get ice on where I live. So I lived in Waukegan in Illinois, and when
Yeah,
it
closer
was,
to Wisconsin, right?
yeah, it was so close to Wisconsin that the people from North Chicago said that Waukegan was in Wisconsin.
Yeah.
So yeah,
If we had chain season, I don't know that Michigan would have roads anymore. Our roads are already generally so bad. You start having people driving around with chains, it's just gonna be the gravel clippings everywhere. God bless.
gravel clippings. Don't have to go back.
Hellware down.
Snow clippings. Don't blow your snow clippings in the street.
Yeah, don't.
God bless.
No clippings.
All right, we're about to the end of this. So Steve doesn't want a motorcycle for Christmas. Sorry, Steve.
No, I do.
I'll take his motorcycle.
Yeah, no,
Juice, did we cover what
Just-
you don't want for Christmas?
Oh, I mean, I think generally we've talked about it, but I can at least talk about something. It was a gift from it doesn't matter, but a while back, not something that's in my life anymore. It was one of those credit card shaped multi tools. It's one of those things that like I got it and I just immediately was like, this is going in my junk drawer forever, permanently. It's useful, but not really in many practical applications. Like
Yeah.
the use case for it just doesn't. One, it doesn't make sense on a motorcycle.
I put it in my first aid kit. So because
I just personally, I'm like, I got that, and I'm like, oh, I wish you'd have just asked. Like, I could have given you other ideas. Socks. I love socks. You could just give me socks. That would have been better. Like,
Socks are always welcome.
good socks are good. Yeah. Yeah, I busted on socks and ties in the description, but yeah, actually socks are good because especially once you start working for a living, socks are great.
yeah.
Because you go to put on socks in the morning and see your toes, and you're always telling yourself, yeah, next time I wear these, I'll throw them away. And they go right back into the wash. And the next time you put them on, you're like, I'm going to throw these away next time I wear them. And when I take these off, then I'm throwing them away. And you never do.
the next thing you know, half the stock's gone.
Yeah.
I've actually
It is,
started immediately just
Bye,
dropping
Jerry.
mine in the trash can if I take them off and they're covered in holes.
I just bought a whole new pack of socks. I bought a pack of like 10 socks. And then I was like, okay, now I'm going to throw away the socks that have holes in them. And then I started going through them, and I'm looking, I'm like, yeah, these are still kind of good. I'll throw them away next week and just wear them again. But so to switch gears a little bit, I'm sorry, Steve, did I interrupt you? Were you still going? I hate when I do that, but I do.
no.
We'll start with
Me?
Steve on this one. Steve, what is the best motorcycle related gift you've ever got?
I shit you not. This arrived like a couple days ago, just at the warehouse. I don't know where it came from, and I was trying to like find.
Find who sent it.
If it's really nice, I sent it.
Well, it was like I don't know why I have it. I thought maybe it was like one of those late night purchases, and you don't remember. I was trying to look through my purchase history. Custom Dynamics Premium Adaptive LED Headlight.
Nice.
So I don't know why I have it. I honestly don't. I don't know if, but it's here. So a non-expected gift that's actually will fit my bike. Yeah, that that's a good one.
Mhm.
I mean, I make all my other stuff, so I can't make lights. So this was a nice little. I don't know if they give everybody these, but um, yeah, it was just showed up at the warehouse, and I was like, did I buy this? But I can't find a record of me ever purchasing it. So thank you, mystery custom dynamics person or whoever. Sent person. Yeah, one of those where you turn and it moves
So-
the light.
You're gonna get an email next week that says now make a commercial.
Yeah, right.
That's what I usually get. That's like they sent me those pants, and I was like, "Why are you sending me pants?" Oh, well, will you do some scenes for us? Sure.
Yeah.
Do I
Yeah.
have them now? Okay.
Let me do that with all my spare time. Yeah, that sounds good.
Yankee, what's the best motorcycle related gift you ever got?
Does it have to be a Christmas gift, or could it be
No.
any gift at all?
Any motorcycle related gift you've ever got?
One of the ones that actually means the most to me. I don't know if 9 Mils is Matt, if he's still in the chat here or not. But I've mentioned this a whole bunch of times. The first FA camp out I went to, they got there kind of early. There wasn't a ton of people set up yet. He was one of the first people that I recognized. So I went over to his tent. And it's like, hey, Mad Yankee, I love you. Been following your content. And he's like, oh yeah, cool. Hey, take a poker chip. That was the first piece of YouTuber swag I ever got, and like the first thing I got from anybody really that I talked to at the camp out. I still have that poker chip. It lives in the windshield bag of my bike. It is my good luck charm. I don't go
Nice.
riding without it. That is, that's something that's actually very near and dear to me. I always keep that on me. I even take it out into the woods sometimes for good luck.
Nice. Matt dipped out a while ago, but I bet
Yep.
you gotta tell him that again because that's
Yeah,
actually very cool.
I'm pretty sure I've mentioned it to him like 4 times by this point, but yeah, that's one of my favorites. Just a little poker chip, but it means a lot to me. So.
Yeah, it's always the small stuff that's like it's like got a lot of personal meaning. I don't really remember anything of the big stuff, but yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. That's cool.
Dwight says, "Don't skimp on toilet paper, socks, tires, or underwear." True story.
Can't argue.
Absolutely
I
not.
don't wear underwear, so.
Juice. Tell us about your underwear.
Not to change the topic and move away from like super highly personalized stuff, but I did get, some of you know, and I've mentioned it before, but like Dry Heat Doug has sent me not one but 2 exhausts for my Honda Grom. So I think I naturally have to go with that, probably just based on cost, but they are awesome exhausts. So I ended up gifting one of them away to Jeremy and Jerry, but the one I have on there now is Vance and Hines. It's nice. It sounds good. Love that. And I think that's probably, I've gotten other gifts, but that was like really, really cool. You definitely did not have to do that. So not a token, but I got to recognize, game's got to recognize game.
Two Wheels Down says, I skipped this. It says, winter tire laws as of December 1st in Quebec. Which reminds me of a guy that I used to follow called Ride the Bean. He was in Norway. And he would talk about how, as of a certain day, you had to have spikes on the tires to be on the road. And then that was a certain day, you had to have the spikes on the tires off of the bike. And I was just thinking how weird that was that you had a separate set of tires for the winter that had all these spikes in them. And he said one of like 280 spikes in those tires. He would just put them up for the summer and then take them back out in the winter. And it was like, what the hell? And then I was also thinking, well, shit, I bet your tires would last forever because you just keep wearing down the spuds and you just keep changing the studs every year instead of the tires. You never wear the tire down.
Yeah.
Just keep changing the studs.
Winter tires still a thing around here to a certain degree. Not necessarily always studded, but yeah, there's still a lot of people who like literally for like their cars and trucks, like you have your summer tires and your winter tires and change them out. Especially if you have a car, not something 4-wheel drive.
Insane.
Yep.
So Annette first, because she's next in the rotation.
I guess for me, it's more like the sentimental value behind it, but my mom gifted me a Gremlin bell for my Harley last year for Christmas. And she put a lot of thought into it. She found one that has like wolves and a forest design on it. She knows I'm obsessed with wolves, so she's like, "Oh, this is perfect for you." I'm like, "Oh, thanks, mom. I love it." So yeah, I don't really like believe in the whole like lore behind the Gremlin bells, but the fact that she thought of me and was like, "Oh, I want to get this for you," like that's what I really appreciate.
Yeah.
All right, Devin.
Can't like the only motorcycle related thing I've actually ever been gifted was a Gremlin bell. I've always bought everything else I can think of.
That's the trouble with being a full-grown adult is there's nothing to buy me because I've already bought everything I want myself because I'm a grown-ass man. I buy what I want.
Yeah, or it's too expensive for everybody else to want to
Yeah.
buy it for you.
Okay. I have a lot to choose from because everybody that knows me as the motorcycle guy. But the coolest thing I ever got is a split. So obviously, the Pillion bought me a Rev-It winter jacket. She bought a Storm 3. And it's probably the best motorcycle thing I've ever gotten for a gift. The coolest thing I ever got was my foster sister, Amanda, bought me one of the Harley Davidson gnomes. And so he's in Harley Davidson shirt and he's holding up a wrench. So that's probably the coolest motorcycle related thing I've ever got. But I don't know. So yeah, I'll go with that. So we're at the end. See, it's a little after 10 o'clock. I wanted to go till 10 and kind of cut it off. So it's time for final thoughts. And we will start with, let's reverse the clock. Let's start with Devin this time.
All right. Well, I mean, there's definitely options for people that if they want to get motorcycle gifts, which can range from buying somebody saddlebags if you know it's something they really want to just something simple as a Gremlin bell. Like, or if you really want to be nice to somebody, you can buy their stuff for pay for their oil change and whatnot, or tires. But so yeah, but I mean, yeah, there's definitely lots of different options. So just gotta do a little bit of research, and if you're not sure, just go with the good old fashioned gift card or cash.
All right. Annette?
I guess my final thought is like, if you want to make sure you're getting your biker something they actually want, just ask them what they would like. Because every biker is different, like some people might want the Harley gift card, some people might cringe at it, like you got to know your biker before you buy their gift.
Juice.
I think crossword puzzles and Etch a Sketch for our Harley riders. I would definitely agree with kind of everything that's being said here. So I don't know, just avoid the generic. I kind of categorize them as like as seen on TV gifts that you think, oh, my motorcyclist, that like they'll love that. Like I don't know. Better not. It's safer to not just assume that they'll enjoy things like that. So be sure about your motorcyclist gifts. We're really choosy folks. I think it's safe to say that. That's my 2 cents.
All right. Yankee.
It's not about how big the gift is, how much money is spent on it. Sometimes it's not even about like how technically useful the gift is. It's all about meaning, how much meaning it has. Because in the end, the gift it's just a material thing. It's stuff. Stuff is transitory, temporary. It's not going to be here forever, just like us. In the end, the only thing we truly have is our lives and our experiences. So get something meaningful, because that's the true gift. Sorry to sound like a Hallmark ad all of a sudden.
No, that was
the older I get, the more truth there is in that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, yeah, when you're young, you wanted the newest, coolest thing, and when you're older, it's the small things that mean the most to you.
yeah.
Steve,
Am I up?
yeah,
Yeah.
you're up.
Okay. Yeah. No, I was gonna say the same thing as Yankee and echo the sentiments of the Gremlin Bell. I forgot that Clint down the street gave me one, and it was a very specific one that I really liked. It has. I don't know if you've seen Tombstone, the movie, but it's got what was that, Yankee?
A very silly question, that is.
Okay, all
Yeah.
right, thank you.
We're
Okay,
familiar with Tombstone, I think.
it's what's on Curly Bill's boots in the front, and I really liked it. And he gave it to me, and he put it on the bike, and that was it. Like everything else just kind of doesn't matter, and we're gonna choose our own stuff anyway. Don't guess at people's size, like on people's sizes. Just straight up ask them. I would say. Or just don't buy something that has to do with motorcycles because that's tough.
Yeah.
Unless you get a lot of money and a lot of information.
Yeah. You gotta do your homework, which is not like in the spirit of gift giving. Like
Somebody got the popos.
I don't want that gift either.
That must be Steve. He's in LA. He must have all the popos. Somebody shit on the sidewalk again. Jeez.
No, we're across the street from a police station, so
Makes sense.
it's probably me.
Mike. Chasing Ghost is asking about idea for logo. Anybody? So I want to get her on one night. This girl called Neptunium Bones did my last 2 logos. She did the Skull Raindrop logo and she did the Raining Motorcycle logo that I've not released yet. Steve has seen it. I don't think anybody else has seen it unless you saw it on my Instagram. So if you're looking for a logo, look up Neptunium Bones. She is on my Instagram under my new Raindrop Skull logo. So look up her. She will do your logo for you. As far as final thoughts, I'll keep it like I always do. If you can be anything, be nice. And I'll always say, lately I've been saying, since I've been getting older, you don't have an expiration date, but you do have a best used by date. So get out there and do the thing before it hurts too much to do it. And I say best used by date because you can still drink milk after the best used by date, but it may taste a little funny. And if you go too long after that best used by date, it's going to be sour and you won't be able to drink it. So apply that to life. Get out there now. People live like, that live like you're dying thing. That's some far-fetched stuff because you never know when you're going to die. But you do want to get out and do the things while you can still enjoy them. So the only thing that holds you back, if you want to do anything, if you want to start a YouTube channel, if you want to go skydiving, if you want to go riding around the country, do it now. You'll never be more ready to do it than you are right now. There is no next Monday. There's only today and tomorrow, and you're not guaranteed tomorrow. You're only guaranteed today because you're in the middle of it. So don't let anything hold you back.
Thanks for putting me into an existential crisis. Like that was because I'm like, okay, well, what am I really doing with my life?
You need to take a cross country trip.
I take a vacation.
You do.
Period.
March. Wait, yeah. Definitely you're gonna do it in March. But get out and do something before then.
I'm actually going to Miami next week, but it's on business.
Mostly business.
Yeah, I'll probably try to find the ocean and put my toes in it, but
put your toes in the
getting out of
sand.
the office.
Never hurts. You do get to get out and take some trips to Mexico and do ski trips.
That's true. No,
it's
that's
unwinding.
True.
You unwind in the best possible ways. We're actually jealous of you.
What just working from
In ways we're jealous of you.
anyway.
Somebody was asking me yesterday. So obviously I've been doing maintenance now in military for about 35 years, and somebody was asking me, so when are you going to retire? And I'm like, I'm probably never going to retire per se, but I do one day want to stop making other people rich and start making money for myself. And that I think is the end ultimate goal for everybody, to work on something that's going to benefit you and no one else, but will give you more joy than anything else you're doing.
That is kind of the saving grace, is that I actually like what I do.
We can tell, and it engulfs you, and not in a bad way. Even though I'm sure I have seen you get up early and seen you stay up really, really late, but it's something that you love and that you're compassionate about. And that's the big thing, doing something you're compassionate about, whether it's a shitload of work and it keeps you up late at night, something that you have true passion about is never wasted time.
It's also cool to put something out there that people actually like and use. Like to bring something into the world that didn't exist. It's really, really hard. It takes a really long time and a lot of work, but if you like doing it, it's definitely worthwhile.
Absolutely. And with that, we're going to go ahead and close. So if you guys got any good comments, get any good gift suggestions and stuff, put them down in the comments below. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell, look through all of these guys. Go follow AZDZ Adventures, give them a like and a subscribe. Same with Juice. Mad Yankee is working on a channel. Hopefully, we're going to get him in. And Steve not only has a channel that's very small, but has a absolutely awesome business and awesome products that we encourage you to go out and look at. And I promise you, they're the best thing you're going to buy on the market. I don't say just that because Steve's here. Just like I was telling him earlier, if you love a product, you're going to wear it. And I love the product and I wear it. And I'm a living, walking example of how good the products are. You stop me anywhere, I'm going to have the boots on. You see me on the bike, I'm going to have the gloves on and the boots. And if it's cold, I'm going to have the buff on. So, because I believe in the product and I use it all the time.
See?
With that,
I like that.
Thanks everybody. Thanks for coming by. Thank you all for coming by. Does anybody tell you before I close, anybody have anything else to say? Except that I was a dick because I drove 7 off and I feel really bad about it.
Yeah. Yeah, I was kind of like, chicken chill.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I was like, well, Billy acted like he wanted to get into the chat. So I was like, oh, Billy must want in. He's got lots to say. And I'm like, well, it's this big black dot.
Who cares? Sid.
Yeah, I didn't even know she was talking because obviously you see people's lips moving. So when she was talking, I didn't even know she was talking. So
you were gone for a good conversation too.
I miss all the good conversations. I'm fighting a head cold right now. It's like even having to go to blow my nose. I'm fighting it hard. So yeah, I missed a good conversation. I'm a dick. Sorry, Seven. I'll make it up to you somehow. I'll buy you food. I'll get you donuts. All right, guys. With that, we're going to go ahead and close. If I can find the button that closes. And we will see you next time. I'm not sure when it's going to be. Probably 2 weeks out. Might be next Friday. But we'll see. All right, everybody. Thanks for coming.
Bye-bye.